Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and I'm hoping to build out Begress. Now overall, this hero has been making progression, has been showing up in a lot of different formations. Now the basic build on Begress takes him to a plus 20 signature item, the 3 of 9 furniture, and the E30 engraving. But that means that we need to get really the RNG to work with this hero to pull that extra copy to add the stars on here. So I know we do have a couple more of our Draconic scrolls. We also have some diamonds to build him out. Then we want to focus on getting him again, kind of built out, getting that plus 40 signature item. Furniture is going to be very, very hard, but we have to get him to the point of getting the engraving. Now, of course, when we take him a little bit higher, or the recommended build, or really the big build, takes him to a plus 40 signature item, that 9 of 9 furniture, and then taking him to a 60 engraving, which building out these heroes, and I don't like it because it is super, super RNG. Looking at here, we have even 3 of the 5 heroes that we're looking for built out in the entirety, having 5 stars. So between the scrolls, between the diamonds, we need 2 copies of Begress. Now we also did, and if you're newer to AFK Arena, this is a huge place to get not only a lot of rewards and resources out of here, but also getting the 4 copies of the heroes, which does make it a little bit easier to build. But again, we need 2 copies, and this is solely RNG in its entirety. When you look at the desired hero summons, unfortunately, they do not apply in here, and the probability is still pretty low. I mean, 4.61 for Elite, even the Highborn Draconic at a 0.1. So let's see if we can get lucky in here, guys, or if we're just going to have to continue building out and getting copies of our heroes in here. It's kind of crazy. One, we get Scion. All right, so that is just going to be recycle food right there. Maybe we'll get some Highborn Draconic heroes, but we have so many copies of garbge right now. It really doesn't make sense to really use them for anything else. One single copy, which is, of course, Nyla. Nyla is another one we already have at 5 stars. So unfortunately, again, that is going to be a point where it's just going to be one more piece that's recycled. Trying to get Begress out of here, guys. It's kind of crazy. There we go. Another Elite is Scion again. So if I could borrow or let someone have some copies of Scion, I would absolutely do it in a heartbeat. Come on, come on, come on. Scion again. We are 3 copies of Scion, 1 copy of Nyla. That is already 4 summons. And these diamonds go super quick in here, guys. 5,000. So, I mean, you're thinking Stargazer level with all of these summons. And this is a copy of Nyla, which, again, we're not going to be using at all, unfortunately. So that's already 6 pulls. And that is 6 recycled heroes. Boom, Scion again. That is 7 recycled heroes. And you wonder why players absolutely despise this game mode in the entirety. Boom, that is number 8. Just again, another recycled hero that we're not going to be using at all. So that's it, maximum capacity. Let's go ahead and build some of these. Now, of course, like I was saying earlier with garbge, nothing to really do with garbge because we already do have so many copies in there. We've actually been to the point of, as you can see, recycling garbge in its entirety and even thinking of all of the bonus copies that we have of heroes like Scion. Much as it kills me because we already have garbge, we have these extra copies of Scion that we're not doing anything with. Wish we could really replace them or even turn them in for scrolls, but we're still looking at a lot of the Draconic heroes. And I'm thinking we're almost done. What do we got? 5 more summons in here. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough to get 2 copies that we need of this hero. Look at all of the resources in here. Pretty impressive there. But let's go for these last 5. Come on. Fingers crossed, guys. Could we pull a double? Could we at least see a good copy of the hero? Boom. It is Velfuro, which again, we already have Velfuro maxed out. Again, this is why it is just absolutely torture going through the game mode. And there is a copy of Scion. So out of that, guys, 50 scrolls, 85,000 diamonds. We got 0 copies of Begress, which again, that we're looking for. Now in here, we could drop Begress in here, but I'm going to save these for the Highborn Draconic heroes. And overall, again, pretty disappointing just because we did not get them at all. Again, not having the ability to really do any more summons, which we have another 5,000. I'm going to save this last summon because, again, I do want to build up Begress a little bit further. We can throw in that plus 40 signature item. We can start looking for the furniture in here. But remember, there's a dedicated way to do this to get from a plus 30 signature item to a plus 40 signature item. It is using one of these to actually build it up. And you'll notice that we're going to move over here. Now, this is going to take us all the way up to the 39. So we're going to burn through a lot of these, and you can see how expensive these are to build. And we're only at 37. Normally we would do 38 and then we'd go back to these, but I'm going to go ahead and just rapid strength this, taking the 37, 38, and 39 built up in the entirety, which brings us to that plus 40 signature item, exactly where we want them. Let's hop over and see if we can get some furniture out of here. Now, I did pick up some extra poke coins. Hopefully we can get some because we have 35,000 in here. Now, the workshop, I need a lot of heroes. So I actually added Shahan back in here. Most of the damage dealing heroes we already do have built out. Now, you'll also notice the awakened version of Falks is in here. We definitely need to get a lot more pieces of furniture for him. But even looking at Celine, needs the furniture. We have Bigris, needs that furniture. Sun Jin Woo, Gorok, all of them need the furniture and that awakened version of Falks. We have to be careful because we don't want to overbuild any of these. But 35,000 poke coins. This is another place that they go super, super fast as we're going through. And a triple, guys. Shahan, which again is 9 of 9. We have Marcio, and we have a Garok on a triple summon in there. That's probably some of the payback from trying to get Bigris in the entirety. One more for Shahan. That takes her, I believe, to 11. I think that might take her to the 11 furniture. And we've been building and starting to build a lot of heroes higher than that 9 of 9. Even right there, guys, there's another copy for Shahan. That is already, I believe, 3 that we've seen for her. Boom, there's Garok again. That should take us over that 3 of 9. And Falks, we want to build out working super well in some of the newer formations, but that gives us only 1 card with those 37,000 guys. Building out these heroes have just been absolutely pulling teeth, trying to get them built. So max furniture, max furniture. Not even sure which this one is. That is Tenacity. So a little less crowd control in there. Really feel like we can drop Marcial out of building out the furniture. But in here, guys, we only had the 9 of 9. What are our options? So we have attack rating, always a very strong stat. We do have crit rating, which again could make a big difference on the crit. And then we have crit damage amplification. This is going to be another hero. We're building up. All 3 of these are going to really make a difference. I'm going to build some crit in here so that adds +1 across the board. Let's go ahead and optimize our furniture. Boom. Add some more for Garok in there. And then looking, we could finish out there. We could get Bigris with that 3 of 9. Falks we could build. And honestly, I'm probably going to get Falks just because I know being an awakened hero makes a really, really big game-changing difference when you have furniture on these heroes. We will actually go to a 3 of 9 right here, adding the skills and abilities that he possesses. Not only the addition that we get with the gear itself, but there is that 3 of 9. Again, very, very important to build this out. 1,800 credited back, not even enough to do another pull, burning through so many resources, guys. And like we said with Bigris, so we went ahead, we built out that awakened version of Falks. We built him out. We got, again, some more furniture on there. Definitely liking the build. We got all of his gear. And then again, focusing on building out Bigris, we can build him out just a little bit further. We can't do the engraving in here. And furniture, we're waiting. So honestly, I'm probably going to hop over, and I know Garok is another one, but I'm going to go to Celine. We are starting to see her being used a couple more places. Again, we don't have the furniture on there, but we can absolutely do the engraving. We're at about 6,300. That'll take her to the 60 for where we're using her. Guys, we need a crazy amount of furniture. It is incredible to see how many poke coins we burn in here. I mean, the tens or hundreds of thousands of poke coins to actually build these heroes out. And of course, we do not have any at all to use. Even like I said, I hopped in the merchant tab and I did pick up a lot more poke coins in here. We actually went over to the Noble Society and we did pick up the Twisted Bounty. This is one that I rarely buy because even the Champions of Esperia, this is one that we didn't pick up this time. But getting all of these extra poke coins with the Deluxe Pass really does make a difference for how we're building them and really how fast that we're building them in the entirety. Now, of course, we have the signing gifts. We have everything else that's available right now as we continue to build this up. Just going to take time to build these out. And of course, like I said earlier with Bigris, absolutely want to be building them up. And I want to change, and I should change that to the awakened version of Falks. I was just kind of thinking about it. I'm not going to buy any of the bundles in here, but I'm wondering if, could we pull these 2? Oh, just skipped over it. We were so close to getting the big bonus in there. Now, of course, advanced ship. We did pull all of Falk's, building them up, getting some free Poke coins right there. That would give us one more summon. And then, of course, Celine building up a little bit further. Going to get some rebate right here. We don't have enough for the Poke coins. And the same with Scarath. Scarath is almost gone in the entirety. He is another one that we did build out and get all of the furniture and everything else built with him in the entirety. So definitely making some solid progression within the YouTube account. Now, again, it's gonna be interesting to see who is coming next down the pipeline, who we're gonna have to build, and who we're actually gonna be summoning for. Because again, we're getting so many heroes. Even there's more copies of Scion, more copies of Gorgie. All of that just kind of going to waste in the entirety. Because again, we didn't even get one copy of Begress out of everything that we just summoned. It's super disappointing because Dragon Forge Trials, even going in here, we picked up, I think, another 20 scrolls out of here. Yeah, we picked up the 10 right there, the 10 right there. Again, we have a couple more down here that we can exchange on the next reset. We'll get all the insignias, but again, we're at the point where it's going to be a lot of diamonds to try and hopefully have an at-bat to actually build up and get some copies of the heroes. Because Begress, we want to build up, we want to get the engraving on there, and it's just going to take a little bit more time. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.